Good morning, boys and girls. I'm Miss Julie, and I am your visiting teller of tales this morning. When Mr. Tim and I talked about me coming to visit you, I decided I would go look at some books, and this book was up on the shelf here at this wonderful library in Sparta, and I just loved the picture, the illustrations, and the illustrator here is Christine Brooker, and then I saw the title of the book, and it was The Prince Won't Go to Bed, and it was written by Dale Ann Dodds, and I thought, well, I have got to find out about this prince. So I am so glad that the publishers, Melanie Kruper Books, decided to write this book and have it published. So let's begin and find out why the prince won't go to bed. I mean, he's a little prince. The prince won't go to bed. So here's his nanny right there. And a nanny is kind of like a babysitter, except she's with children like day and night. So just when they talk about nanny, you'll know what she is and what she does. The castle was in trouble. Nanny scratched her head. The king and queen are at the ball, and the prince won't go to bed. She bounced the prince upon her knee. She played patty cake. Then Nanny said, "Now go to sleep." That was her big mistake. For then, wah, 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 I will not go to bed, the teeny tiny itty bitty little prince said. He needs a nice warm bath, suggested old Lord Gertie. It's clear to me a prince can't sleep if he's soiled and dirty, and I kind of agree with that. Sometimes you need a bath before you go to bed when you've had a busy day. They rubbed and dubbed through the castle. Look at all those suds and bubbles. They rubbed through the hall, head to toe in bubbles, lord, prince, and all. The happy prince went back to bed. No one heard a peep. Nanny and Lord Gertie tiptoed off to sleep. But then, what's going to happen? But then, wah, 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 I will not go to bed, the teeny tiny itty bitty little prince said. He needs a fluffy pillow, offered Squire Frat. He's bringing in a pillow, it looks like. It's clear to me a prince can't sleep if his pillow's flat. And I like a fluffy pillow, don't you? So let's see what happens. They flew around the castle. Oh, they've got the goose there. They flew around the hall, hanging onto pillows, feathers, geese and all. The happy prince went back to bed. No one heard a peep. Nanny, Lord, and Squire tiptoed off to sleep. But then, what's going to happen? Can you guess? Wah, 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 I will not go to bed, said the teeny tiny itty bitty little prince said. Said cook, so there's the cook right there. He needs some pudding of peach and juicy plum. It's clear to me the prince can't sleep until I make him some. So she's making all this pudding. Maybe that's the trick, huh? They jiggled through the castle. They jiggled through the hall, carrying the pudding over 3 feet tall. Now, I'll tell you the truth, that looks more like a double, triple, quadruple decker cake to me, but they say it's pudding, and this was a long time ago, so I guess they're right. The happy prince went back to bed. No one heard a peep. Nanny, Lord, Squire, and cook tiptoed off to sleep. You want to say it with me? But then, wah, 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 I will not go to bed, the teeny tiny itty bitty little prince said. Perhaps a softer mattress, asked the royal guard. It's clear to me a prince can't sleep when his bed's too hard. Well, that kind of makes sense. We need a soft bed. Oh my goodness, look at this. They leaned left through the doorway. They leaned right through the hall, balancing the mattresses, 22 in all. Well, that's going to be a real soft bed, I bet, huh? The happy little prince went back to bed, and no one heard a peep. Nan, lord, squire, cook, and guard tiptoed off to sleep. But then, oh my goodness, whoa, this looks serious. Wah, 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 I will not go to bed, the teeny tiny itty bitty little prince said. He needs some gentle music, said Lady Lorelei. It's clear to me a prince can't sleep without a lullaby. Well, I agree. I think it's nice to have a lullaby to go to sleep by. They strum through the castle. They pipe through the hall. A band of court musicians, bagpipes, lute, and all. The happy prince went back to bed. No one heard a peep. Nan, Cookie, and all the rest tiptoed off to sleep. But then, oh my goodness, wah, 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 I will not go to bed, the itty-bitty, teeny-tiny little prince said. There must be something we forgot, Nanny scratched her head, for it's clear the little prince will not go to bed. Boy, he looks like he has no intention of going to bed now. And what are they to do? Let's find out. Down the hall, Princess Kate awoke from all the clatter and hurried to her brother's room in slippers, pitter-patter. She put her brother on her knee and said, "What's wrong, my dear?" The teeny tiny little prince whispered in her ear. What did he say? Kate smiled and faced the royal court. You see, the truth is this. You have thought of everything except a good night kiss. He was needing a good night kiss, wasn't he? So everybody's so happy, and there's his sister Kate giving him a kiss. She tucked the prince back into bed. No one heard a peep, for the teeny tiny little prince had fallen fast asleep. The end. I sure do hope you enjoyed hearing this story. I sure did enjoy reading it to you. And have a good day today, and come to the library. Bye-bye.